Welcome to Magical Aspirations, a podcast for magical people where we aspire to gather all of the knowledge magic has to offer. This is a place to illuminate and demystify all things magical. Blessed Samhain, everyone. Reverend Raven here. Just wanted to come to you with a little message for this season. I know that we are really feeling the effects of the thinning of the veil here in my home and in my life, and just have a few reflections to share with you during this season. I have recorded our class from Pagan Pride Day about using your voice, and I've just been reflecting on how during this season where the veils are so thin and we are getting messages from the spirit world, how that relates to what we had discussed in that class there about using your voice. So to me, using your voice means ascending your ego to share the messages that the spirit world has to share. And sometimes those messages are meant for other people. Sometimes those messages are meant for ourselves. I go back and listen to some of the things that we've recorded and some of the classes and meditations that I've taught, and in the moment think that this message is for someone else. But whenever I'm reflecting on it, I can hear my voice shift and realize that that message is meant for me too. That has been part of the learning process of creating this podcast that has been so rewarding and so fun. Just sharing with you guys on a regular basis and interacting with Annalisa and Adriana and some of our wonderful guests. It's just been a really rewarding experience. And during this Samhain season, I'm hearing more messages than I ever have. I have been one to say, well, I don't hear things. I'm not clairaudient. I just get visuals and feelings and things like that. But this year it feels different. And I feel like the messages that are being shared with me have an even greater impact. I've been very emotional lately. I can't remember the last time I went a day without crying. And I don't feel like that's a bad thing. It's not that it's all about sorrow. It's about expression. It's about feeling that connection with others who are alive, others that are on the spiritual plane. Some are my direct ancestors. Some I'm not sure where they came from. And that's a powerful thing to remember during this season where the veils are so thin, is that just because we may not know everyone that we're directly related to, and our ancestors and, the people that we met during our lifetime, it doesn't mean that there isn't that connection there. So many of us don't know about our lineage and our heritage past maybe our grandparents or our great-grandparents. But our line goes back so far. As my husband Adam says, back to the first amoeba, we were all connected at one point. We all come from the same thing. We come from the same energy. We're all cut from the same cloth. We might have different opinions of what we like, different working styles, different beliefs. But when it comes down to it, we are made of the same stuff as the stars. And that has such an impact on me. Just to think about how much we all have in common. And so sometimes when we are getting messages, those messages are meant for all of us. And so as we go into Samhain and honoring the dead, whether that be our ancestors that we got to meet and people that we got to connect with in this lifetime, or it be ancestors and spirits that just have an impact on us. Just remember that we all have something to learn from one another. And that when we come together as people, as spiritual beings, as star stuff, we can do so much more together. I'm now going to play for you a clip from our class, like I said, at Greater New Orleans Pagan Pride Day, about using your voice. This was a really fun class to teach because we had a lot of audience participation. And that is my favorite type of class to teach. I want to hear everyone's input. How do you feel when you use your voice for magical purposes? What are ways that you use your voice? Are you a writer, a speaker, a singer, a musician? Someone who just likes to make noises? It's all valid. It's all okay. And it's all powerful. So listen up, and please send me your feedback if you have anything to share with me about how you use your voice in magic, and what messages that you might be getting during this time when the veil is so thin. Be sure to email us at magicalaspirations@gmail.com or hit us up on Facebook or Instagram. Thanks again for listening. Reverend Raven signing off with all of the love and magic.
My name is Becky Francis Mose. I am an eclectic practitioner. I have been practicing magic for about 20 years. I grew up in a very rural area in Indiana. Didn't know a whole lot of pagans, didn't know a lot of people like me, and got really involved with pagan pride in that area because a lot of us who did have to live in the broom closet for our safety and well-being and things like that. So really got involved in the community basically as soon as I knew what paganism was. You know, I just jumped right into community, and I got the opportunity to learn from a lot of really great mentors and practitioners that had been involved, you know, for a while, but a very small number of people, you know, out there. And so whenever I moved to New Orleans, my mind was blown away by, you know, the number of practitioners out there. But the longer that I've been involved with Greater New Orleans Pagan Pride over the last 5 or 6 years, there aren't really that many groups that are out there. That, you know, there are groups that are practicing together, but it seems like, you know, they kind of come and go. And whenever there are new people, new practitioners, and they want to meet others like them, they kind of have a challenge doing that. And so I thought a good thing for us to talk about today, a topic would be about using your voice, and what does that mean to each and every one of us. Like I said, for me, community is a big part of what I do. And I'm involved with a lot of different activism groups. I work in animal welfare. And like I said, the pagan pride movement, LGBTQ causes, things like that. And I really feel that that goes hand in hand with my magic. That I am putting intentions into what I'm doing to, you know, have a better outcome. So I use my magic for community. Come on in. Yes, please. And like I said, I thought it would be really cool for us to talk about as a group, go around and see how each and every one of you use your voice in your magic. Are you one who likes to sing? Do you write spells? Do you like to, like I said, sing? Do you do incantations? Do you use weird sounds that you make with your voice? Because that is a part of who we are and how we practice our magic, is that we all are unique and different. So I thought that we could go around and do that first. Would you like to go first?
I'm not exactly sure what I'm supposed to say.
Yeah. So how do you use voice in your magic?
I've been out of touch with it for a while, so I'm trying to get back into it.
Mm-hmm.
And so this was kind of like to get back connected.
Yeah.
And to ground and kind of feel the energy.
Yeah.
And I feel so grounded here. And I feel like I've missed it. You know, I need it. So I'm not exactly sure yet. I like to listen to music, like drums and things, while I'm practicing, while I'm doing things. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, thank you.
That's it.
Yeah. What about you?
This is actually like my intro to
Awesome. Awesome. Well, welcome. Yeah, we're glad that you're here, and it's really neat because there are a lot of different levels and a lot of different experiences that people have, and just because you're a newer practitioner, it doesn't invalidate your feelings or your experiences of how you feel empowered to use your voice. When we write spells, spelling is how things are written, and so if you write a spell for magic, you can put your intentions into what you're doing based on how you say it. So as an example, if you are using the moon, if we're respecting the moon, if the moon is full, we like to think about and word our spells as if, everything we have, it's right here in front of us. And the magic is full in that time, like the moon. But whenever the moon is dark or the new moon, we're asking for things in our petitions to grow over the cycle of the moon. So just like I said, how we word our magic and our spells really has a lot of power. You? Go ahead.
Hi. I tend to write spells, and I don't do spell work for myself very often, but when I do, it usually is some sort of something that rhymes that I can repeat, and it turns into some sort of chant or incantation.
Okay.
I know a lot of people like to use music in that. To me, music is distracting when I'm doing that, when I'm doing anything. So I like to sit in a quiet room, or the last one I did, I was outside my balcony. So it was a nice night. And, with somewhere where it's quiet so that the only sound is me whispering the thing.
Okay.
And for me, continuing to say the phrase or whatever and repeating it, that's what builds up the energy for me.
Yeah.
So, and then I just do it pretty much. The one that I did last time was until the candle went out.
Okay.
And some of the other ones is just however long until it feels right.
Yeah.
Or I even had one. Well, I did have one that you had to say it so many times, like 7 or 9.
Okay.
But the last one I did was until the candle went out, and it ended up being about a half an hour, and it worked. So.
That's really cool. Yeah.
So that's how I tend to do things. It ends up being a chant or almost like a temporary mantra or something.
Yeah. Okay. What about you?
Oh, I am so mouthy, it's just not even funny. It's terrible. And I'm also a writer, so I've written a book on Wiccan ethics.
Yeah.
And I write nonfiction and fiction, so yeah, I use my voice a lot. And I'm just not funny, Silas. And I'm a fellow Hoosier.
Yay! Wow. Where are you from?
You've never heard of it, Honey Creek.
Nope, never heard of it. Nope.
It's nowhere. Where are you from?
Noblesville.
Oh my God!
Yep. Yes. Yeah, my husband and Adam are from there. Okay, nice. That's funny. Small towns. So yeah. And like I said, it's really different. When you go different places, of how your voice is taken into consideration. How about you?
Well, I'm a writer, and so most of what most of what I do for magic, I end up almost becoming these people read it and say you're kind of dissociated here. Yeah, it's like I write spells for characters.
Okay.
And then we'll talk them through it. And then, so that works.
That's cool.
I should have mentioned that.
Yeah.
I'm a writer too, but I didn't come out with that first like they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's
That's
a lot of.
you don't want to try to sing. You don't want to hear either of us sing.
Yeah.
I was going to ask.
I've never heard you sing before.
There's a reason for it.
There's a reason. Would you like to join in our conversation?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm not a writer. I'm a painter. So
Painter,
words
okay.
are not the first thing I'm drawn to, and I do think I'm also like a beginning my spiritual journey. So saying spells out loud is actually a really nice practice that is not really like natural or something I would be drawn to on my own. And I think in general I don't use my like actual voice. I'm much more likely to use visual imagery to represent my ideas. So I think going on this journey of actually having like say spells out loud has been really empowering for me so far.
Yeah. And it sounds like you use your art, though, to your painting, maybe, for your magic.
Definitely. More so lately, too.
Cool.
Yeah,
what was the last thing you painted?
the last thing I painted was a brick wall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Maybe. Yeah, I think so. Uh-huh.
That's neat.
Uh-huh.
How about you?
I'm Storm, and I'm psyched about this little session here because I've been thinking about getting voice coaching, and I actually want to change everything about how I speak because I recently came out as non-binary, and I'm still talking like my old self, and I realized that my old self is not helping. I'm from Rhode Island, and I moved to Louisiana to do data administration for providers who work with people experiencing homelessness. And I have a very hard job with a lot of people, and when you said your voice is taken differently in different places, like I'm not being very well received when I'm trying to do the good work of encouraging people to get, put the information we need in. It's being perceived as lecturing is one piece of feedback I've received. Condescending is another thing, and that's really not my intention. I am a grounded person. I'm trying to elevate people up, and so I feel like there's something in this that's not serving me anymore, and I want to create a new voice that is going to help me do my work more effectively.
Yeah. And we were blessed to hear you singing too.
Thanks.
Earlier, do you use singing in your spells or your magic work?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Sure.
Is that something you've been doing for a while?
The singing's been part of just internally the ongoing finding of who you are.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You've got to uncover things in your body and release things. And so,
Yeah, cool. How about you? How do you use your voice?
So like right now, not a lot. I'm just moving into my college dorm, so there's a lot of people around.
Yeah.
So it's mostly just me, like kind of getting into the headspace. Like I also like do writing on the side. I'm gonna minor in creative writing.
Oh, cool.
So it's like getting into that headspace and like writing it out and then like repeating it in my mind like as I need it, stuff like that.
Nice. Very good. Well, you guys have said a lot of different things, and I'm really excited to hear that everybody uses their voice a little bit differently. I would like to echo the message that you were saying, that I've been somebody that's self-conscious about my voice and how I sound. And I was approached by one of my best friends in December who said that, hey, I'm going to make a podcast, and you're going to be on it with me. And I was like, what? I never thought about doing a podcast before. I hate the sound of my voice. So then I had to hear my voice recorded every week while I'm having these conversations with my friends. But we are talking about magical topics. We're talking about spiritual things. I'm talking about fundraisers that I'm putting on for my friend who's battling cancer, and all of these things that I'm deeply passionate about. And I'm actually hearing my voice change over listening to these episodes. And actually, whenever my friend did the transcripts for the episodes, there were several episodes where it actually identified me as two different speakers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because my voice changed based on the message that I was sharing. And so it's something that I've had to get comfortable with, that it doesn't matter how I sound, it's the point that I am trying. I'm trying to get the message out. I'm listening to Spirit and the message that I'm hearing, and I'm saying it the best I can in the moment, but I might not always know ahead of time. Like with putting on this class, I didn't have, everything written out that we were going to talk about, because it's part of opening myself up to that channel with Spirit. That if you think about that, whenever you're doing spell work or divination, journaling, think of yourself, you're opening yourself up, and you can use your voice to get that message through, no matter what form that it is. So you're like a conduit for Spirit, that you can share those messages that you're supposed to share with those who are around you. And maybe you're nervous and you're going to a place where you don't know anybody, but what if you smile at somebody that's walking by you who's there by theirself, and you say hi to them? What if you're using your voice to reach out to someone? You could really open up their day as well. And that's just a simple example, but we've all been in those kind of situations where we're afraid to speak up. But if we can just channel that courage by opening ourselves up to Spirit, we can do so much. And we can do so much together. Is anybody familiar with the chakra system? So I like to think about the throat chakra as, a visual of what I'm saying. And that a lot of times the messages that I'm sharing come from my heart. So it's coming up from my heart and through my throat chakra to deliver the message that Spirit is giving to me. I'm a Leo, so I'm a very heart-centered person. So that's how I, like I said, receive a lot of messages, and I choose to communicate with love. So, does anybody have any exercises that they've used for the throat chakra before to help open it up? Anybody? No? Like I said, with me having the self-consciousness of my voice and everything, I like to do little just exercises where I hum, and I envision in those moments the energy vibrating in between the vocal cords and seeing that energy raise as I'm humming. I don't like to sing because I don't like the sound that I make when I sing, so I am making myself sing more. Even if I don't know the words. So if there is someone's drumming and we're in ritual and things like that, I'm starting to, we don't have to be good singers. We don't have to know all the words. We're raising energy with our voices. And that's really the message that I wanted to get across today. And like I said, to see if anybody had any, ideas and ways that we could all open up our voices so we can help the community. Any other thoughts, questions? How do y'all use your voice in your magic? Chant, yes, yeah. That's what I was saying.
We always use chants that are widely known, like everybody knows, like we'll come from the goddess or like the goddess names, things like that. A rhythmic chant that everybody knows, because it helps to not only raise the energy but to unite the energy. Because then it brings everybody's focus to the same place.
Right.
So,
right. And you're doing that when you're practicing with others?
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. Is that hard to lead others sometimes in using their voice? Do they seem nervous or they're receptive?
Not with the...
It depends on if it's your coven or not.
Yeah.
If it's a public ritual, definitely.
Right. That's why I was curious.
We use a lot of music in ours too.
Yeah.
One of our sisters has just about every goddess song you can name on her phone. So yeah, so
That's funny.
she likes to have backup. We always have music in the background or whatever, just to kind of set the mood too.
Yeah.
Sometimes in ritual, we have different activities going on, you know. So that way, at least the vibe is still the same.
Yeah.
You know.
That's
so
cool.
Trying to find something that everybody likes.
Yeah.
If it's your coven, it's usually not too hard. But like I say, when it's public, sometimes you run into issues.
Right. You see everybody kind of like, oh, I don't want to sing. I don't want to speak up. Don't make me do that.
Well, Washette, I don't know this one. I
Right.
feel left out.
Yeah. 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 What are ways that y'all use your voices to help the community? Does your coven work with any like local groups or anything?
Oh, you mean like speaking out in the community and stuff?
Or if there's other like nonprofits that you guys work with, or food banks or anything like that?
No, but the library board meeting.
I use my voice at the library board meeting every month.
Yeah, yeah.
She has to speak because I can't. I
She's
work
a
for
library
the library.
Oh, I
We
see.
have, we have a
Do you have
very-
meetings at the library then?
We have, we're talking about the library board meetings. Right?
Okay.
We have a very
Yeah.
right wing.
They want to start
Okay.
banning books again. And
Oh, wow.
So,
banning books.
Wow.
yeah. That's a national.
yeah.
Yeah.
We have a lovely city government staff.
Wow.
But yes. So speaking of
Yeah.
board meetings, council meetings.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's important.
And do you feel yourselves putting your magic and intentions into what you're speaking?
I mean, I
Yes.
can't.
I do.
Yeah.
That's why I'm there.
Yeah.
You know, she has to speak for me. I'm Muslim.
Yeah.
The servants can't say anything.
Yeah.
Publicly.
Right. What about you, Debbie? How do you use your voice to do your magic?
I use every single piece of me to do magic.
Yeah.
I am magic. I'm just the living embodiment of the container of magic.
Yes.
I have taught classes. I have been vocal against some political or social stances that I agree with or disagree with. So I try to use my voice wherever
you can.
whenever I can to help make a difference.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know any certain techniques or like guides for us to open our throat chakra? How can we be more comfortable speaking our truth?
I take a deep breath. I say, Goddess, make something smart fall out of my mouth.
Yes, yes.
That's, you can ask anyone when we had the church. That's how I do ritual.
Yeah.
That's how I do any public speaking. Is I know my deity will make me sound like I'm smart and say the things that need to be said and that people need to hear.
Right.
So I get out of my own way.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny, before you came in, I did the same motion. Opening spirit and channeling the message. Not being afraid, like don't get in your own way practicing.
Yeah.
Don't be like, oh, I don't remember that word. Maybe I'm going to sing this wrong, or maybe I'm going to say the incantation wrong, or whatever.
There's no reason to fear.
It's just the effort is appreciated by spirit, and the more we practice, the better we get. The more we use our voices, the better we get at using our voices. The more we can stand up for what we believe in, but also put our magic into that as well. I feel like that's very important.
Are you looking for an exercise to do?
Yeah, let's do one.
This one's a little awkward. I use this for singing though, but it does really help. Like personally. Okay, so this one is good for reducing tension. It'll make you realize you had tension in places that you didn't know. So
that's what we need.
Here would be to find the space that this is blocking up. and you just want to sort of groan and make a little pop in your throat. We're gonna look, if someone walks in, it's gonna be funny. We're just gonna own it.
Yes.
And like
feel
every pop and change the spaces and just vocal fry, they call it, intentional vocal fry. So you just go and feel those pops. Like,
let's do it. Yes. I want to shake it out, man. Wow. Thank you.
When you're sick, it's good self-comfort. That kind of sound is really, it is a way, like groaning is actually a way we communicate to ourselves that we need a little care from ourselves, and that can bring that too.
Awesome. Thank you. That was great.
You can do it anywhere, really.
Yeah.
Powerful.
Yeah, you can start quiet if you're around a bunch of people and you're worried about that.
Or just scare the shit
Or just scare everybody. Does anybody else have anything that they'd like to share or add about using your voice for magic? Anyone? No, everyone's shy. We said it all, I guess. Well, I just wanted to thank y'all again for joining in this class and discussion, but more joining us for Pagan Pride Day. This is our first one in 3 years that we've been able to do, and it's obviously near and dear to my heart. I've been involved with the Pagan Pride Project for 20 years, since I was a baby witch at 19 in Lafayette, Indiana. I remember we had protesters at our first 2 events that I helped officiate. And I had to work with the police, and everything went okay. But talk about for an event planner and having to be in the newspaper with my photo, that was really nerve-wracking. And now I'm here, and I'm glad that I get to be a voice for my community. I'm grateful to each and every one of you guys.
and we appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank y'all. Go enjoy the day.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Magical Aspirations. Be sure to like and follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Magical Aspirations to keep up with the latest and the greatest from Annalisa, Adriana, and Reverend Raven, and to join in on the Magical Aspirations conversations. Come check out our website, magicalaspirations.com, to find bonuses from our guests, our Magical Aspirations blog, and to reach out to our magical hosts with questions, comments, reviews, or ideas for future episodes. We are so grateful for each and every one of you listening. Thank you again, and as always, stay true to your magic.